There's a lot of games out there, an entire genre, in fact, whose sole purpose is to scare the crap out of you. Which ones work? Which ones are your favorites? Well, I don't know. That's why we went to you guys to find out what you thought about the entire horror genre. What is your favorite scary game or series of scary games?
I guess my favorite scary game is Silent Hill 2.
My favorite scary game is RE4.
My favorite scary game or series of scary games would probably be series Resident Evil. Game itself, so far, probably Dead Space. That game scared the shit out of me, and it was awesome. The first 10 minutes of that game, I was like on the edge of my seat, freaking out, running away from the necromorphs and not having a gun or anything like that. And you're just like, oh God, I need to get in this elevator, but I can't, shit. And it was that experience, and they kind of kept that adrenaline moving. The pacing of that game kept it up throughout the entire thing, and I really liked it.
Do you generally prefer games that have that mounting tension rather than pop out at you scary?
People want to get scares by just going, boo! And that's what they think would be scary. Sometimes it is, but it's the cheapest scare you can have, and it sucks. But you have a game like Silent Hill 2, where you can spend the first 30 minutes to 45 minutes and not encounter one enemy.
The pop-out is scary, and Silent Hill 2 definitely does have its pop-out moments. Like when you grab the flashlight for the first time, like the mannequin pops out at you, and it's got those moments, but I think without the mounting tension, it would be a much more flat game.
Resident Evil 4 had a great build because you start off with just 2 or 3 enemies at the beginning, and then you're kind of wandering around at the outskirts of this village not knowing what the hell's going on. You see a bunch of really grisly things that are happening. People are attacking you, and then bam, you get into that town and you get attacked by 25 people and a dude with a chainsaw, and you're like, what is happening? Oh God, shit.
I was playing the downloadable content for Alan Wake, and every time I got into a scrape, I would get out there, wipe my brow, thinking, I just escaped by the skin of on my teeth. There's no way I can do one more of those. And then they throw 10 more enemies at you, 20 more enemies at you, 30 more.
Everything's more of a real threat. You're like, this thing is gonna kill me, and then I'm gonna have to go back and start all over, and I don't want to do that, so it kind of ups the ante a little bit for that.
It's atmosphere. It's a lot of atmosphere. The first level of the first Fear game, I think, is one of the scariest levels ever created. And especially if you didn't know what Fear was, you walk in and you're thinking it's just like another Halo clone. And then things are popping out of the ceiling at you. Guys are blowing up into mist. There's this little creepy girl walking around. It's the surprise. It's the atmosphere. It's the tension. It's the sound. And also sound design is essential in horror games.
Story and sound are the most important. I would say graphics, but I think it's clear that Resident Evil 1 and Silent Hill 1 are scary, even though the graphics suck compared to Silent Hill Homecoming, which is terrible from the very little I've played of it. But I think graphics aren't really necessary, but could help. But I'd say it's that story and sound.
Now, is there any particular type of creature, monster, or character that scares you or makes you uneasy more so than others?
Oh yeah, zombies. Why zombies? Because zombies are terrifying. It's because it's going to happen. The zombie apocalypse is going to happen one day, and you got to be prepared.
I really like the Taken in Alan Wake. I really enjoy that because there is that feeling, and it goes with the zombie thing. There's a humanity there that's masked. You can tell it's kind of human, but there's nothing else about it that resembles human.
I guess I would say the scariest creature I've probably encountered would be, Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2. Especially this one shot where you walk in and he's eating or raping 2 of the mannequins. It's really unclear which he's doing. And then there's a sequence where you're in this hallway underground and he's chasing you from behind, and if you stop running as fast as you can from 1 second, he'll catch you. And Pyramid Head, to me, was always the scariest enemy I encountered in a game.
If you can think of one, what was the scariest single moment you ever experienced in a game?
In Eternal Darkness, when the memory card corrupt screen, it looks as if the console resets and then it says your memory card is corrupt and your save file is lost.
The screen went black, and then it told you that your game data had been corrupted, and it was deleted. And I was just like, no, it's not. No, it's fine. And then I panicked because I was like, what happened? What did I do? No, I didn't do anything. I was just playing the game. And then you found out that it was fine. You're like, oh, thank God. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, it was a horror that like broke the fourth wall, and like I was legitimately scared for myself, like in the real world.
Now, why is it that you enjoy scary games?
I think because scary games can be so much scarier than like scary movies, because you feel like so like personally invested. Like you're really afraid to die in a scary game for some reason when it's working well.
One of my favorite parts of the Resident Evil games is that you have a bunch of guns and things, but you have no ammunition. So you're like, I have an awesome shotgun. Click, no rounds. You're like, oh shit, now I'm boned.
It takes that element of control away from the player, and what is horror other than being thrust into a situation where you have little to no control.
What's the show that gives you a voice?
Gamer Reaction.